What do you people want?
World leaders, we are planning on destroying the world with this laser. We will not stand for the ignorance and we will make a move, especially if you don't let us hit $100,000. What's going on, beautiful people? Hope everyone had a great day. Hope everyone's having a great beginning of the week. Um, Starting off here with the market cap. Noticed it was a little over 500 billion earlier today. I guess it's dropping down to 488, 490 now. All right, might be coming back up. Bitcoin doing well. Um, Definitely had a healthy rebound this past weekend, which usually on the weekend it's slow. Things come down. It was still surging. I do notice that the altcoins are taking a little bit of a hit, um, which isn't surprising because if Bitcoin is supposed to rise the way it is, a lot of times people will sell off a portion or even all of their um, altcoins to finance this Bitcoin rise because you're always going to want more Bitcoin than anything. I know a couple of mine I had to sell off because I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, but I didn't have the cash, any more cash left to put into this. So when I noticed that it took that last dip, I just, hey, you know what? I'll be back. Keeping in mind that people will be taking out of their altcoins and they'll be dipping. So hopefully Bitcoin will rise. And then by the time, we get to the next point where it's going to dive again, be a nice opportunity to get back into the altcoins and secure some large stacks, put them away, put them in a safe, um, maybe for next year. Um, do notice that Litecoin keeps going up, but that might be because of I believe, the February 26th release of LightPay. Also, the Litecoin Cash fork came out. I'm sure a lot of people were picking that up as well. There's a lot of things going on with Litecoin. Definitely a fan of Litecoin. Wish I can get more of it. I'm thinking this has to correct at some point, so I would just, I might just wait a little bit and see if it dips again one more time so I can get in. Definitely worth looking into. Before we get started, I just wanted to ask you guys to please subscribe. Please hit that like button. Please share any videos you may enjoyed. I hope you like that little skit that I put in the beginning. Um, if you liked it, please share it. I know the community might enjoy it. And then let's get on with the show. Also, that little skit in the beginning is going to give you an idea of where I'm going with this today, but I thought it was necessary to put this little video together. Um, Especially because I feel like what's coming is a lot of FUD, and I don't like that word either, but there's definitely a lot of manipulation going on, and this is a couple days old, but the Polish government, I'm sorry, the Polish central bank was paying YouTubers to um, do an anti-Bitcoin campaign. Um, this is just sneaky shit. This stuff is not good. Um, you have to understand that these institutions have a lot to lose if Bitcoin makes it. That's number one. But number two, they're not stupid. They're going to do anything possible for you to look down on it while they invest heavy in it. I mean, I think this past weekend or a couple of days ago, this huge whale came in, and I'm sure everybody saw it, the articles and the videos. I think somebody spent about 400 million on Bitcoin when it was around between 7,000, 8,000. I mean, that's huge. I mean, who has that kind of money? I mean, come on. Especially at the price point that they jumped in. Obviously, something's going on. So the reason I bring this up is because I think this is something that we have to pay attention to. We can't give everyone, and I think that's a flaw with human beings. We give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and we think that everyone means well and they're gonna do well. But honestly, that's just not the way the world works. Everyone's looking out for themselves. A lot of times, the dollar is a lot more important than people. So definitely, stay on the lookout for this stuff. Don't let it bother you. Understand the technology, understand the companies, understand the drive. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some interviews with everyday people that work at these companies, so that way you can see that this is an industry. This is a livelihood. This is the future. This has super potential. It's not perfect, but I mean, this is just the baby steps. And the baby steps look great. Imagine the long strides that's gonna happen after this really takes off. I mean, some of these companies we're not gonna see here in a couple of years, but some we will, and we'll be here. We'll be part of that. But don't let this, because these are going to be the same guys that come later and say, "Oh, we do recognize this cryptocurrency or something." But yeah, wink, wink. After we already bought 400 million of it. The other thing is here. This article came out today about the Bank of England saying that Bitcoin has failed as a currency. Um, Basically saying that it's not working the way it should be, that it has no value, um, that it's not working as a currency, and that people aren't adopting it. And this is just obviously, come on, this is going to definitely work on people that aren't aware and aren't on the day to day, aren't on YouTube, on Reddit, on Twitter. I mean, just paying attention to this constantly. But this is just another FUD scare tactic, something to either, I don't know, get more shares. I mean, get get more coins. Also build their shares, because these companies will come out and say, "Hey, these cryptocurrencies ain't shit, but we're still in business," and then you see their stock go up. I want to say that happened when Chase, when Diamond Guy um, was talking shit, and then I think Chase went up for a couple of points, and then the other day when I mean, not so long ago when he uh, recognized Bitcoin and the blockchain, and then all of a sudden Chase went up again. So I mean, they know what they're doing. People aren't talking out their ass when it comes to money and politics and all that stuff. There's a rhyme and a reason. Um, they may not know what they're doing, because they say a lot of stupid things, but um, just be careful with this stuff, because I almost feel like there's a wave of it coming again, and it's very unnecessary. It almost looks very 2 months ago. I mean, this is another one. That's why you see their flags on the skit that I did, and on the thumbnail art. But Bitcoin users hunted by police in Bangladesh. I mean, you would think that people are selling stolen kidneys or something like that. I mean, this article is saying how Bangladesh is now actively looking for people that use Bitcoin, and obviously that's I'm sure that's pretty hard to do. But what they're saying here is they're asking financial companies and I guess retailers, anybody that basically is willing to say, hey, this guy's using it, or this person is mining it, um, and they're trying to come after them. But it, and Bangladesh is saying this isn't real currency. We can't honor it. Meanwhile, people like countries like Japan are saying, "Hey, Bitcoin is legal." Um, so, like my prior video, this just goes with the right people in government, the right politicians, putting in the time, putting in the effort to educate the people, show them the good, stop with the negative, um, ignorant comments, whether it be for beneficial purposes or just because people are ignorant and they don't want to listen. They don't want to. They don't want to open their eyes to the fact that this thing exists. All this manipulation in the stock market as well. I mean, it happens everywhere, and it's happening even now. The fact that before it was hard to get into ICOs, and now it's even harder because that's being regulated. Now you got the big guys coming in, and they're putting in heavy money first. And I think I saw an article on CoinDesk that mentioned how we really won't be able to see like those 100x's, 1000x's in profit. Now I think it said the new 20x is 20%, um, which this is pretty similar to the stock market. And that's going to happen, and that's okay. I know there's negative against hodling, but um, this is the good point because at some point all this big money is going to come into this industry, and while you're holding your favorite coins, you'll be able to cash that in when those coins are triple or quadruple. The most important thing, and this is not a financial advice because I am no financial person, um, just a guy recording my journey, but um, choose carefully where you're putting your money. Really research these companies. I mean, there's so many out there that are not going to be here down the line that um, it would just be dumb to hold coins that you thought because you heard or you think, or I mean, nobody really knows, but stack the chips in your favor. Um, Go with companies that you understand the product, that you see the vision, that you believe in the people, which is very just as important. So all of this scare tactics, all of that, I mean, it's going to come down to the fact that all these people are going to be using crypto at some point in the future. And I want to say a good amount of them know that. And their higher ups definitely know that. And that's why they're making these moves to make sure, hey, we're going to scare the crap out of you. So that way you don't invest in this, which won't bring us down. But at the same time, if this goes up, when it goes up, we'll have enough to be a big player in the game. And that's what they're doing. That's what they are doing. This other article was interesting to me too. Now that we're talking about FUD. South Korea investigating cryptocurrency regulators' death. So one of the guys in South Korea that was a regulator, actually here it says, let me see, would strongly, so this guy would strongly respond to excessive cryptocurrency speculation and the illegal activity. He was like, he would crack down on it as far as taxes and all that. Um, he was uh, he was one of those guys that regulated it but wasn't really for it, based on the way the article made it seem. Of course, we can't take everything we read to heart, but yeah, this is something else that you got to keep in mind. This goes with what I said. We can't give people the benefit of the doubt and think that they're saying, hey, he might have died of a heart attack, but nobody really knows, and who knows? I mean, stuff like this happens. It happens all the time. This is the dirty part of money and government. Hopefully, the guy did die of natural causes, but um, I say sometimes if people are really talking about the fact that maybe it wasn't a heart attack, then you never know. Somebody might know someone or something, and this is why this stuff comes out like the way it does. Especially in a time like this where you're like, hey, what a coincidence. Uh, the South Koreans are very for cryptocurrency, and there are very few there that are not. Um, so they're against it, and who knows? This could have happened. Um, but I thought this was very interesting. Now that we were doing this article on all this FUD and negativity in the sector. I mean, this. Let's say they find out this guy really got killed for his role in the cryptocurrency in South Korea. Where will that go? Hey, they'll just add to that negativity and that dark market area. But let's hope this is not true. But it's an interesting article. Definitely worth reading. Um, and then since we're still in South Korea, so that got released, and then this got released saying that South Korea to support normal crypto trading, says Finance Watchdog. So they want to make sure that the exchanges are doing the right thing. They want to make sure that the ICOs are compliant, that they're not trying to scam people. Make sure no pyramid, no BitConnect schemes are going on. Um, Obviously, no dark market stuff. Um, Regular, good old wholesome trading. Um, Definitely without know your customer. They don't want it to be anonymous. Um, South Korea is a fan, um, and that's a great thing. We have people like South Korea, Japan, even the U.S. The majority of the population that's in it understand it and seem to want to make it grow, and that's a good thing. So we went from a couple of negatives to a positive as far as what they think is normal trading. We'll see. And then lastly, Venezuela. So Venezuela has been having a lot of economic issues. Um, Actually, I'm from Ecuador, so a lot of Venezuelans migrated to Ecuador um, to be able to get jobs and food and stuff like that. So definitely understand what was going on here. This also hits home a little bit because in Ecuador, when I went to Ecuador about 2, 3 years ago, um, our our president at the time was talking about Bitcoin and how digital currency was the future, and everybody was looking at him like he was stupid. And even I kind of was like, "Well, what is he talking about?" And I'm like, "Damn, if I would have gone in 3 years ago, God, I wouldn't even be here right now." But yeah, so I kind of understand where this is going because we're talking about third world countries that any little wrong thing can throw it upside down. In Venezuela, I mean, with the fact that the food, no food, just civil unrest. I think what they're trying to do is come back from that, and since this area, and I'm talking about South America, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, um, which the presidents were very close in regards to doing business and talking about the future. Um, they've always had that in mind as far as digital currency, but now that it's becoming more mainstream, I think they're taking a shot and putting up a token named Petro, PTR, up against their oil reserves. Venezuela is one of the highest exporters of crude oil. So let's see how this goes. I mean, this is going, um, this might go places. I know that I heard of a coin. I believe it's called Salt Coin. No, sorry, Sand Coin. And this is I believe a bunch of guys that put up a cryptocurrency um, against sand, which from what I heard, and I didn't research this, but it's very interesting. Sounds interesting. That sand is going to become a commodity because of the lack of that resource, sand. So you never know. If the oil reserves around the world become uh, limited and they have to go to Venezuela, you don't think that petro token is going to rise like crazy? And then boom, Venezuela's economy back to a, a better, more progressive, blockchain oriented country. The sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. So before I'm out, just wanted to thank you guys for watching my videos, for listening to me ramble. Hopefully these articles. I mean, I don't want to sit here and read all this stuff, but I just want to put stuff out there and kind of make blockchain and cryptocurrency normal by giving you normal news, not just constant FUD, constant negativity. So if you like it, if you like these videos, if you like my style, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great evening. Peace.